Pretty busy couple of weeks, right? Pretty busy. And, you know, I wasn't supposed to be here because our victory said now I can take it nice and easy, and I don't have to go to Lynden. I don't have to go anywhere. I can just relax. And I didn't have to go here. I didn't have to go to Washington. I don't have to do that. And I said, well, were they expecting me? Yes, sir, but you don't have to do it. We can cancel. I said, there's no way I'm canceling. We're going to be here. We're going to be here. Right? There's no way we're going to do that. So I want to thank a couple of people. First of all, your Senator, Doug. Where's Doug? Doug Erickson. Doug, where is he? And his family, Doug. And Don Benton. Where's Don? Don's around here. Senator Benton right here with his family. These people have done such an amazing job. And I want to thank everybody. I mean, to have this kind of a turnout, where the hell do you all come from? It's true. I'm driving up in these beautiful roads and the beautiful trees, and I say, do you think we can have a good crowd? By the way, this is an all-time record for this facility, so that's good. That's good. That's good. Now remember, you get your ballot today. Somebody's very smart in Washington. They say, why should we go out and vote? It gets mailed right to your house. So why don't you sign it, check the Republican Party on the envelope, and send it right back. Otherwise, you know, we're setting a record. It's already been set, to be honest. But we're setting a record for voting. You know, millions and millions. I guess it's over 10 million votes already. We've broken the all-time record for voting for a candidate. And we haven't even finished yet. You know, we have. So we don't want to be complacent because of the fact that we've won. We want to go back and, you know, don't worry about it. Just send it, and send it fast. And I'll tell you what, we have a movement going on like they've never seen. They've never seen. They've never seen. Bill O'Reilly said that in his lifetime, he has never seen, he called it a phenomenon, he's never seen what's happening with us. I'm the messenger, but I'm doing pretty good as the messenger, you have to say. But... and you know what? It's a message of common sense, if you think about it. It's a message of common sense because we are being led so stupidly by these people. And it's also a message of honesty because, you know, some of the things you think the politicians are like incompetent, and in many cases they are. And some of the things they do, it's incompetent. But to be honest with you, some of it isn't incompetence. It's that they're taken care of by their super PACs. They're taken care of by donors and by special interests, that they want certain businesses to go to Mexico and go, you know, all over the place. In a lot of cases, it really has to do with money. And we're not going to stand for it. We're going to make our country great again. We're going to fix our country, and we're not going to stand for it. Not going to stand for it. All right? Now, I have to say, I always do this because I have a statistician. Now, probably the most boring job in the world, but you know what? He loves it. And you have to love what you do, right, to do it well, and he does it well. And for the last 6-7 weeks, I've been there because we won New York big, right? We then won Pennsylvania, Connecticut. We won everything. Maryland, Delaware, Rhode Island. We won everything. We won, I mean, we are just, and we won by massive margins. And don't forget, we have 3 people. And, you know, I have all these guys, they were knocking. Guys like Krauthammer. Oh. Donald Trump will never run. He will never run. And besides that, he said, besides that, this is the most talented field ever assembled by the Republican Party or perhaps any other party. This is talent, pure and simple talent. We don't need Donald Trump to win. Now, you got to understand, this is before I decided to run. And I'm hearing this guy. Now, here's a guy that said, we must invade Iraq. Invade Iraq constantly. You know, he's a hawk. And then he says, I have a tough temperament. He's the one that wanted to. I don't want to. We should have never gone in. And I've been saying that from the beginning. We should have never gone in. We should have. Then he talks about the other night. So, you know, we've won. We've won at every level. So now I don't know about his temperament. My temperament's so good, folks. Believe me. I'm the one that didn't want to go into Iraq. So, you know, and Hillary Clinton, she said, I don't like, yeah, right, crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary. You know, like, she's, forget it. Just forget it. Can you imagine, look, can you imagine another 4 years of the Clintons? Seriously. Can you imagine, seriously? It's time to move on, folks. We got to do it right. It's time to move on. And she's totally controlled by Wall Street and all the people that gave her these millions of dollars. But it's time to move on. We can't go through another 4 years of this stuff. You know, she just put $90 million in ads talking about Trump. 90, all, you know, hit ads on Trump. Now, in all fairness, I just went through $100 million. Listen to this. 66,000 ads. 66,000 ads on me, negative. And I'm in first place by a landslide, which tells you, right? 66,000 ads, $100 million they spent, and here we are, and they're all gone. Remember what? So Krauthammer said the most talented people. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to take a chance. Let's do it anyway. Maybe I won't win. Who knows? So I won't win. And I go in. Of course, that's not my attitude too often, but I go in. But I hear all about this talent. Then I go, boom, 1 gone, 2 gone, 3 gone, 4 gone, 5 gone. Right? 11 gone, 13 gone, 14, 15, 16, and here we are. Most talented few. And a lot of them are. They're really good. A lot of them, I've become very friendly. I mean, really, I have. And it's a rough business. It was very nice. Governor Rick Perry said some very nice things about me. He killed me. I mean, he was going around saying, terrible. He went from, I'm a cancer on the Republican Party. That was tough. Remember that? I said, what? That's bad. To yesterday, he endorsed me, and he said he's one of the most talented people in the history of presidential races. That's pretty good. So he is forgiven. He is forgiven, and he's a good guy. And Rand Paul just endorsed me, which was very nice. Which is very nice. No, and I always got along well with him. Then we had a little bad month, but that's okay. But I always got along well with Rand Paul. But he gave a beautiful endorsement, very nice. And most of the others have. I mean, 2 that haven't is this lightweight Lindsey Graham. Did anybody ever hear of him? And he is on television so much. And I say, you know, I just beat him. He was at 6%. And I started hitting him. So he went from 6 to 5 to 4 to 1 to nothing. He has 0. And then he leaves the race in disgrace. You know, in South Carolina, which I won in a landslide, by the way, he was at 1, and I was at 48%. And don't forget, it was 48 with like 7 or 8 people. So that's not, you know, I watch these guys on television, and they say, Donald Trump is at 48. He has not broken 50. I had 11 people in the race. They never say that. I watched this idiot last night on television. He was on Megyn Kelly's show. Megyn wasn't on, no. She was very nice. She called, and she came over to Trump Tower, and it was very nice. In all fairness, I couldn't have called. I give her credit for that. She wasn't hosting the show. But this idiot was on the show, and he said, Donald Trump has not broken 50%. That he was talking about some of the past races. I started off with 17 people. You can't. In fact, some of the deals, I got one where I had 32% and I had 14 people. I think that's better than getting the 68% that I'm getting. You want to know the truth. But they say, he has not broken 50%. You can't. Okay. Abraham Lincoln couldn't have broken 50%. It's true. But they never say that. They say, he won, but he only got 32%. And, you know, in all fairness, I've got governors and senators. A great guy, Dr. Ben Carson, who's great. Great guy. Great guy. He endorsed me early. Ben endorsed me early. He's a terrific guy. Got me into a little trouble yesterday. He said I might pick a Democrat. And I said, no, I'm not picking a Democrat. I got enough problems with the Republicans. And he didn't mean that. He was quoted incorrectly. But Ben Carson is great, endorsed me early. Chris Christie is great. He endorsed me early. And many of the others. So it's nice to have Governor Perry and Rand Paul and a lot of all the others. By the way, Mike Huckabee, incredible. The only one I like better than Mike Huckabee is his daughter. His daughter is so great. I don't know if you ever see her on television. She is so great. as a surrogate, as somebody that speaks in my favor. She's unbelievable. So I really appreciate the whole Huckabee family. They were right there from the beginning, early. And he says, you know, hey, we've gotten great people. And the evangelicals, I love the evangelicals. We're winning with evangelicals all over the place. We won in Indiana. I won with women. Very important. Big. Landslide. I won with men. I don't care about that, fellas. I don't care. Who the hell cares about the men? But I won with women. I won with men. I won with young, with old, highly educated, not so well educated. We won with the evangelicals, which is very important to me. Very important to me. You know, the evangelicals have been amazing. And, you know, Jerry Falwell Jr., who's an incredible guy from Liberty University, he endorsed me. So many ministers and pastors have endorsed me, and they like Donald Trump, and I like them. I love them, actually. And so we've done great with the evangelicals. But Indiana was amazing because, you know, we went to Indiana, and after all these victories, and they were all landslides. I mean, I'm winning all these things. Big, big, big. Pennsylvania was massive. And got I'll tell you what, in New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, all of them, Delaware, I won every single county in every single state. It's never been done before. And generally got over 60. And again, that's with 3 people. Now, a lot of people don't understand. But when you have, not even when you have 14 or 15 people, but when you have 3 people, it's very hard to even get over 50%, right? You know, because you're splitting it up. If you have 2 people and you get 60%, 60-40 race, they call it a massive landslide. In other words, if you're running for president and you're running against just one other person and you get 60 and the other person gets 40, they call that a massive landslide. I've gotten much over 60 with 3 people, which is impossible, and it's great. So what happened is they said, you know, the guys, and in all fairness, I sort of like all of them. I don't like when a Jeb Bush who signs a pledge doesn't honor the pledge. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. And then he says, no, I'm not going to honor the pledge. You know, he's not going to honor. I mean, they signed the pledge, and I'm the one that they wanted to sign it. I honored it. But they signed a pledge. Jeb Bush signed a pledge. And basically, it says, I'm going to support the person who wins the Republican primaries, right? And it said that very strongly. And he signed the pledge, and now he says he's not going to honor the pledge. That's very dishonorable. I think he should honor it, even if he doesn't love me. And it's hard for him to like me. But remember this. Look, I hit him hard. Do we agree? Right? Who cares? I mean, I hit a lot of people hard, and they're like my friends now. And they hit me hard. By the way, Jeb Bush had $168 million put in the bank by lots of different people that would have controlled him, ding, 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 like a puppet, right? So he had $168 million. He spent like $12 to $20 million on me in negative ads. And then they said, Donald Trump was very nasty to Jeb Bush. The guy spent almost $20 million on negative ads. They don't report that, do they? They don't talk about that, right? No, they just say Trump's a bad guy. So I hit him, and he's low energy. And here's the thing. Look. No, I said that China does not want to deal with low energy. Actually, they do want to deal with low energy. They beg for low energy. But now they don't have low energy anymore, folks. It's going to be a whole different deal. No, and I don't like that. And I'm not a fan of Jeb, but he said he's not going to come to the convention. Who cares? And who cares? You know how many votes I'm going to lose because of Jeb not coming to the convention? I actually think I'll gain votes. You want to know the truth? Because it's like this whole establishment thing, you know, it's all the gravy train, folks. You know what a gravy train? You know, in New York, they're on the gravy train. The gravy train's going to end pretty soon for a lot of people, okay? And then you have this lightweight, Lindsey Graham. He's, you know, supposed to be a great military guy. I'll tell you, he goes like, I've been fighting them for many years. Donald Trump's strategy doesn't work. I've been fighting for many, many years, this ISIS. You know what the truth is? He has. And it doesn't work. Fight him. Let's fight him for about a month, folks, with a real head. Let's fight him for a month. I've been fighting him. He says he's been fighting for many years. So anyway, but I've gotten tremendous endorsements. I didn't get it from Ryan, though. Can you imagine? Paul Ryan. That's a hard one. Because he called me 3 weeks ago. I was just absolutely beating everybody badly. And he called me and he congratulated me. He was very nice. So I didn't think there was any problem there. But all of a sudden he called and I see him on television. And I want to support Mr. Trump, but I don't know yet. I have to meet with. What are we doing? Hey, look, folks, just so you understand. Millions of people have voted in the Republican primary more than voted 4 years ago. Many millions. Not a little bit. Many millions. On Fox, for the debate, first debate. Does everybody remember the debates? Everybody. They had 24 million people watching, the biggest in the history of cable television. 3 weeks later, CNN had a debate. They had 23 million plus watching, the biggest audience in the history. I don't just mean news. The biggest audience in the history of CNN, right? The biggest audience in the history of CNN. They had, think of it, they had 23 million plus watching. That's why. I mean, what would they have had? 2 million? 3 million? They had 20. And do you think they're watching for Lindsey Graham, this total dopey, lightweight guy? And he's nasty. And you know what's the bad part? He gets on. At least Bush Jeb doesn't get on and really, he just, says it with the words, right? He says it with the words, but not necessarily on television. Lindsey Graham, it's almost like he didn't run. He gets on. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't think he's not a conservative. He goes, he is not a true conservative. Who the hell cares? We got to straighten out our country. First of all, who cares? Who cares? Remember Jeb? He'd always say, he is not a true conservative. Who cares that China is ripping us off? Who cares that we have a trade deficit with China of $505 billion? Let's stay conservative. I am a conservative. I'm very conservative. In many ways, I'm much more conservative than they are, okay? In many ways, I'm much more conservative than they are. But on things like trade, it's supposed to be free trade. The problem is, you have to do free trade, you need really smart people negotiating. We have dummies. We have people that are incompetent. We have political hacks negotiating with some of the smartest people in the world from China, from Japan, from Mexico, from all these countries, and we send in these dopes. And we have a $58 billion trade deficit with Mexico, not including, I'll fix it fast, so you won't even believe. You won't even believe. You won't even believe. We will fix it so fast. And by the way, we will build the wall. We're going to stop the drugs from coming in. We will build the wall. It will be a nice high wall. Oh, this is peanuts. This is nothing compared. We will build the wall. It will be a beautiful wall. It will be a big wall. It will have a door in it because we want people to come into our country, but they have to come in legally, okay? They have to come in legally. But this will be a beautiful, beautiful, tall, strong wall that nobody's playing games with. You ever see the walls they have now? They have these little walls. They drive trucks. They put a ramp up. I even say, why do they do that? They could just drive right through it. But they put a ramp up. They go over, under. They have drugs loaded in the trucks. They drive right across the border, okay? They sell the drugs. They destroy our children. They destroy our way of life. They destroy our families. Heroin. In New Hampshire, I won. It was my first state. I love the people of New Hampshire. They entrusted me. And I'll tell you what, New Hampshire is so beautiful. It's like this in a way. Look at the trees. Like this. So beautiful. You drive through these beautiful country roads, and the people. And New Hampshire is like a very important political state, right? And they entrusted me. And I went to meetings. It would have huge crowds. But I'd go to meetings with people. I say, what's your biggest problem? They say, heroin. I said, heroin? How could it be? Look at the lakes. Look at the trees. It just doesn't look like heroin. They say, our youth is being poisoned, Mr. Trump. It's coming in. The heroin is so plentiful, coming over the southern border. It's so plentiful, Mr. Trump, that it sells for less than candy. You can buy a Mars bar. It costs you more money than the heroin. and our children are being poisoned, and our people are being poisoned beyond the children. I said, I will stop it. I will stop it. I'm going to stop it. And you have the same problem. You have the same. Everybody does. But for some reason, New Hampshire has a big problem. I wasn't supposed to win New Hampshire, right? And a lot of people said, oh, Trump will win. I won in a landslide, okay? That's where it all started. We went to South Carolina, won in a landslide, okay? And that was heavy evangelical, 68% evangelical, won in a landslide. Won the South. We won Alabama. We won Arkansas. We won Kentucky. We won Florida. We won Missouri. We won everything. I mean, we won everything. And finally, they just all gave up. You know, Krauthammer saying the finest group of people ever assembled? They're gone. They're gone. And actually, Biden or somebody said today, be careful of Trump. Be careful of Trump. One of the big people, you'll see who it was. Be careful of Trump because I know the people that are sitting home right now watching what's happening on television. And they're tough and they're smart and they're capable. And they're looking at their wives and they're saying, what happened? And this group, this guy who's a Democrat, said, you better be careful what you wish for. And let me tell you, the last person that crooked, oh, is she crooked? Is she crooked? Is she crooked? Can you imagine 4 more years of Obama? Because basically, I think she'd be worse than Obama. The last person that crooked Hillary Clinton wants to run against, believe me, and I know for a fact, is Trump. The last person. So, and she's got this friend, Goofy Elizabeth Warren. I call her Goofy. She hasn't done a thing as a senator except get, like, publicity. She's a great liberal. She's a nasty person. She hasn't done a thing. She's been a total failure. She's from Massachusetts, a state that I got almost 50%, and I won it in a landslide, which is amazing. Now, in all fairness, it helped that the great quarterback Tom Brady liked me, but these are minor details, okay? But this Goofy Elizabeth, she's such a goofy. She goes out, she talks, she's like a politician. You know, she's the one that said, yes, she's part Native American. You're not allowed to say Indian, so I won't say it because I want to be politically correct. I refuse to. She said, yes, she's 5%. She's 5% Native American, right? Why? Why? You know why she said she was? Because she felt that her mother had high cheekbones. She had no other information. So she's been going around, which is a fraud, she's been going around pretending that she's a minority, right? And she's doing things, and she's getting into colleges, and she's doing all sorts of things. She's a total phony. So I call her the Goofus, okay? Elizabeth Warren. Now, I hope she runs with Hillary, because I would like to take them out. I'll tell you. I'd like to. They're phonies. They're phonies, and I'd love to take them out. Honestly, I think Hillary is too smart to pick Elizabeth Warren, but I would love to see her. I would love to see her. Let's see what she does when they say, we want real proof that you're a Native American. That was a beauty. That was a beauty. So we have a big thing going. But I have to say, though, folks, I'm telling you my statistician. I have to get back to it because it's so bad, okay? Do you mind for just 2 minutes if I depress you? But it's not depression, because what's going to happen, we're really giving a very positive message. Just make America great again. Somebody said that's not a positive message. I said it is a positive message, because what we're going to do is make America great again. Look, timber, right? Do we love timber, right? Oh, man, your whole thing is going. Timber's down. Labor force in Lynden, labor force. The region is 3,000 people smaller today than when Obama took office, because you have a lot of bad deals being made, bad trade deals. Did you know that it's 3,000 less? Maybe I'll move up here. We'll get this place. Come on, what's wrong with you people? We got to get this place going. Look at this. Number of timber and construction jobs has declined 20% in Lynden region since 2006. That's not very, 20%. Come on, folks, what the hell is wrong with you? The truth is, it's your leadership at the top. They're making it impossible for you to compete. with other companies. The trade deals are a disaster. You can't sell your product. You can't sell your timber. You can't sell whatever your product is. You can't sell it. They won't even take it. And when they do take it, they charge you tax. When we take their product, come on in, folks, come on in. We're not going to do it. We're not going to take this. We're going to negotiate trade deals. They're going to be so good and they're going to be so smart. We have the greatest business people in the world. Carl Icahn endorsed me. Many of the business leaders have endorsed me, the great ones. And we're going to use our great business people to make our deals. Right now, the political hacks, they're not doing too good. Nearly 1 in 7 manufacturing jobs in the state of Washington has been lost. NAFTA, listen to this, NAFTA has been one of the great economic disasters. Who signed it? Clinton. Clinton. It has destroyed, I'll tell you what, it's destroyed our country as we know it. I went through New York, upstate. I went through Pennsylvania. I just won all these states. And I went through Connecticut and Delaware, all of them, Maryland. They are wiped out. You know, when I say give me these stats, they're all about the same. You know, manufacturing down 50%, and in a short period of time. Jobs are moving to Mexico all over the place. We are so poorly represented. We're going to end that, okay? We're going to end it. Let me give you just a couple of more depressing facts, okay? Oh, I'm surprised to hear this, of course. Illegal immigration cost in Washington State is costing the taxpayers, that is you, $2.7 billion a year. Washington State, which is, by the way, one of the most beautiful places on earth. Don't move. We're coming with help. There's no place you can move anyway because everyone's doing lousy, okay? It's not like you have a choice because they're all the same. I figured Washington's doing well, you know, beautiful, and I'm looking at the numbers. Washington State has received a large influx of refugees, and Syrian refugees are on the way to the state. You know that, right? And you know what? We want to help. We want to help. But we have so many problems. These people are totally undocumented. There's no proof. They have no paperwork. Nobody knows where the hell they come. Do you ever see the line, the migration line, that big line? It's a sad thing to see. Hey, look, I have a bigger heart than anybody. It's a sad thing to see, and we should take right over there in Syria. We should build safe havens. We should build safety areas. And the country has no money. We have essentially $21 trillion because the last budget was so bad. We're going to be up to $21 trillion very soon. So we have no money. I'll get the Gulf states to pay. I'm very good at this stuff. The Gulf states. They're not putting up money. They'll put up money. And we should build safe zones for Syrians. But we can't bring them to Washington State, and you don't even know where they're going. You know, you saw what happened in Paris. You saw what happened at the World Trade Center. You saw what happened in California with the 14 people that they worked with shot, killed, many people in the hospital. Right now, many, many people in the hospital. These are people that nobody knows who they are. And they're going to be in your community. You can't do it. Okay. Look at this. More than 90% of the recent refugees from the Middle East, and this is right out of the book, folks. This is not somebody, this isn't Donald Trump writing something. More than 90% of the recent refugees from the Middle East receive welfare, okay? No, it's amazing. I mean, the stats are amazing. I mean, they're sad. On foreign policy, Hillary is trigger happy. She's trigger happy. She's got a bad temperament. By the way, and her husband learned that a few times, didn't he? Bad temperament. No, it's bad temperament. But she's trigger happy. You look what she did, and look at this. I just wrote this down. Iraq. Libya, she voted. Iraq. Let's go into Iraq. I voted against it, except I was a civilian, so nobody cared. From the beginning, I said it's going to destabilize the Middle East, and Iran will take over Iraq. You know, for years they've been trying to get Iraq, and Iraq has been trying to get Iran. We decimated that country's military, and now the country's a mess. And what we did is we got ISIS. They got oil. Now, Iran, not only did they make a great deal with this total idiot Secretary of State that we have, he's a clown. I'm telling you, he's a clown. He never left the table once. He never left the table once. He's making a deal with the Persians, who are great, great negotiators over history. You know, you hate to generalize. They're great negotiators, okay? I'll be totally politically incorrect. And the Iranians are great negotiators. So he's negotiating with Persians, great negotiators. They're killing him. He should have left. He goes on a bicycle and he breaks his leg so badly that for 6 months he's out of bed. Can you imagine? This guy, he was 73 years old, he's in a bicycle race. I promise you, I will never be in a bicycle race. I give you my word, okay? I promise. So he had to take like months off, and then finally he hobbles in, and these Iranians are probably saying, you know, the negotiators who are tough cookies, they'll look at him and say, what a jerk. This is a jerk. So anyway, but look at this. Her decisions in Iraq, Syria, Egypt, Libya have cost trillions of dollars, thousands of lives, and have totally unleashed ISIS. Now, thousands of lives, yes, for us, but probably millions of lives, in all fairness, folks, okay? Probably millions. You know, there is another side to this story. Millions of lives, millions. You know, they bomb a city. I watch it. They bomb a city, and you go and you see this city that's obliterated, right? Obliterated. We started this. Obama couldn't get us out properly, but we started this. Now it's a total mess. If nothing would have happened, we would have been far better off than we are now. We spent $4 trillion, but they bomb a city. I'm pretty good at this stuff, and I look, and there's practically nothing. These buildings, 4- or 5-story buildings, they're just laying, and they'll say, nobody was killed. Nobody was killed. I'll bet you thousands and thousands of people were killed every time you see that television set. They say, nobody was killed. You know, there is another side to it, okay? And let me tell you something. We've lost thousands of lives, trillions of dollars. Millions of people have been killed. Millions of people have been killed, all told. And what do we have for it? Nothing. If we would have done nothing, I always say, if our presidents had gone to the beach every day of the year 15 years ago, we would have been in much better shape. You'd have Saddam Hussein, who's a bad guy. Somebody, you know, one of these dishonest press. They're the most dishonest human beings in the world. I said, Saddam Hussein killed terrorists, which he did. And the next day they did a story. Donald Trump likes Saddam Hussein. So I always say it differently now. I say, Saddam Hussein, who was a bad guy, a horrible guy, a miserable, horrible human being, right? This way I'm protected from these horrible, yuck, they're disgusting. Saddam Hussein was a bad guy, but Saddam Hussein did something very well. He killed terrorists. Now Iraq is Harvard for terrorism. If you want to be a terrorist, you go to Iraq. It's Harvard. He used to kill them instantaneously. And by the way, just in case you're wondering, they didn't go through 15 years of a court case. It didn't take them 15 years, and they didn't read the rights. They killed terrorists, all right? You didn't have terrorists. And by the way, in all fairness, the Iraqis did not knock down the World Trade Center, just in case you had any questions. So a lot of bad decisions. A lot of bad decisions. And then you have Obama, shouldn't have been there. Then you have this guy, gets us out. He announces the date on which we're going to leave. He didn't leave anybody behind. Shouldn't have been there. And he didn't take the oil. How long have I been saying take the oil? Because now, who has the oil? Iran is going to have the oil, and ISIS has a lot of it. And then you have Libya, where ISIS has taken over the oil. And the Libyan oil is the best oil. My oil experts tell me this. It's so beautiful. It's up high. It's so beautiful. It's the best quality. You know who has the oil? ISIS has the oil. You have Benghazi. Where was Hillary? You ever see that commercial? Who do you want answering the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning? It was a Hillary. She was sleeping. Oh, she was exhausted. She was sleeping. She was sleeping. So here's the story, folks. We're going to change this around. Look at this. Oh, one thing I have to say. Hillary Clinton wants to abolish the Second Amendment. She wants to abolish it. Okay. Hillary Clinton wants to take your guns away, and she wants to abolish the Second Amendment. She wants to take the bullets away. She wants to take it. You tell me that's something we can live with. We're going to cherish the Second Amendment. We're going to take care of the Second Amendment. And Hillary Clinton will appoint anywhere from 4 to 5 judges. You know, it just happens to be that there are a lot of judges. When Scalia died. He was a great judge, great judge. When Scalia died, that was not supposed to happen. He was supposed to be there for another 10, 15 years. That was, a sorry thing that happened. He was a great justice. But when he died, so now you have that. You're going to have 3 and maybe 4 others. So you might have 5 on top of the ones they've appointed over the last 6, 7 years, right? You will have a Supreme Court that will destroy our nation. Destroy our nation. It is so serious. If I win, we're going to put good, solid, brilliant, conservative judges on the court. So Hillary it was just announced that Hillary Clinton is buying $90 million worth of ads, right? Now, I just went through it. I just had 66,000 ads, right? Negative ads. And most of them are false. A couple of them are pretty accurate, actually, but we won't talk about that. I actually, in Florida, big state, great state, 99 delegates, I said, boy, this is rough. Every day I was down there, it was like ad after. They had no other ads except for negative hit jobs on Trump, right? And I told my people, they said, oh, Mr. Trump, you're going to win the state. I said, I don't think so. Well, the polls are showing you way up. I said, it's impossible. It's impossible, because I'm a believer in ads. I used to be. I don't think I am anymore. So every single commercial was a Trump hit. And then I go through Florida, and I win by almost 21 points. It was a massive. There are 67 counties. Of the 67, never been done before, I won 66. Can you believe that? In Florida. Like New York. New York was even better. But like New York. You know what's nice about Florida and New York? They know me there. You don't know me as well. But what you do know is you're smart. New York knows me. They know the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And I had unanimous. I got almost 100%. I got almost everything. So the people that know me, this is important for you to know, the people that know me, same thing in Florida, they really know me. It's a place that I'm at a lot. I have a lot of property that's like a second home. And they know me, and I won almost everything. I got every delegate. Actually, I got every single, 99 delegates, I got all 99. That's not bad, right? But from your standpoint is, they know me. Now, what we're going to do is we'll talk. I love you too, darling. Who said that? I have to finish. Okay. It's sad to hear this. But so they spent like $100 million and it had no impact. In fact, I almost think these negative ads are positive. We're going to have to look into the whole advertising business. Maybe this. I think if I'm a media company or an advertising company, I'm saying, what's going on? Who knows? Who knows? But I really felt negatively about it because I saw. But Hillary Clinton just ordered $90 million worth of hit ads on Donald Trump. And it's hit ads on Donald Trump and women. And nobody respects women more than I do. Now, think of this. Think of this. Think of this. She's married to a man, and nobody, perhaps in the history of politics, was worse to women or abused women more than Bill Clinton. And she's taking negative ads on me. And I'm like a baby. I'm like a baby. Here's a guy, he was impeached because he lied. He lied. You remember the famous, I did not have sex with that woman. And then a couple of months later, I'm guilty. And she's taking negative ads on me. Look, folks, this politics is a dirty business, a dirty game. It's rigged 100%. You look at it. I'm no fan of Bernie Sanders, but take a look at what's happening. He wins. He wins. He keeps winning. And then you watch the pundits, most of whom don't know what the hell they're talking about, but they're saying, he's won the last 8 weeks in a row. He has no chance of winning because they have superdelegates. Now, the Republican system is even worse because it's more sophisticated. It's just as bad. It's rigged. Do you notice the way I started talking about rigged 6 weeks ago, right? Everybody's copying my language. Today, Obama copied it in his speech. He's talking about something's rigged. I watched. It's hard to listen to him, but I heard the word rigged. They're all using my words. Obama's copying the word rigged. You never heard the word rigged for a long time. I said the system is rigged. And the reason I won the system is I won by so much that there was nothing they could do about it. So, the knockout. It was called the knockout. But the system. But in all fairness, when you look at, and by the way, who thought this was going to happen? Here I am waiting for Hillary if she's allowed to run. I mean, the big question is, will she get away with the email scandal, okay? Hey, they say the system's rigged. If the system's rigged, she's going to get away with it. Because she's guilty as hell. The question is, are the Democrats going to make it possible for her to run? In a certain way, I hope they do, because I would love to just absolutely beat her. I would. But again, how much do you feel if you're Bernie Sanders and you're doing a good job? Again, I am no fan of this guy, okay? But how would you feel if you were him and you're winning all this stuff and you have no chance? And you have no chance. He must have hatred in his heart, you know? He must have hatred. But who would think that we're all watching, we're all Trump, and we're all watching because this was supposed to go on for me for weeks and months, right? Will he get the votes? Obviously, I was going to get the votes so people wouldn't have left. But well, by the way, we had it made. I think we would have ended at about 1,400 or more, okay? And they saw that. I went to West Virginia. We had 40,000, 35,000 people. I don't think there was a person in the audience that wouldn't have voted for Trump because we're going to put the miners back to work. And Hillary Clinton said we're going to put the miners out of business, okay? There's a slight difference. Would you say that's a slight? One's going to put them back to work. The other one said 4 weeks ago we're going to put them out of business, okay? Somehow I think we're going to do better in West Virginia. We had an unbelievable time. So here's the story, folks. We're going to go out. It's so important for you to vote. Send your ballot back. Don't wait till the 24th or the 26th. Just send it back now. Get it back. Make sure you sign it. You know, our senator said, Mr. Trump, make sure they sign the ballot on the back. Make sure they check Republican Party. All that stuff. Okay, you're going to do that. You're like intelligent people, right? But you never know. Because if you don't sign it and if you don't check it, they're not going to count it. All right. So send it back. And then most importantly in November, I'm going to be back here a lot. Because we can win. We can win. We can win Washington State. We're going to win. We're going to win. You know, I think we're going to win Oregon also. I was in Oregon last night. Who's from Oregon here? Wow, you got a lot of people. I think we're going to win Oregon also. I was there last night. We had an unbelievable crowd in Oregon, too. I think we're going to win a lot of places. You want to know the truth. And a lot of the great Republicans know it, but I'll tell you what. We are going to win so much more than anybody ever. We're bringing in Democrats. We're bringing in independents. And really importantly, you know what we're bringing in? We're bringing in people that have never voted before. It's amazing how many there are. People that never voted before are coming up to me. They're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. They said, Mr. Trump, I've never had anybody that I wanted to vote for before. And we're going to vote. And they have the Trump shirt and everything. We're going to bring, you have no idea how many people that is. People that have never voted before. And we are going to have one of the great victories. You watch. Now the polls are starting to show. They're getting, and the guy who said it, be careful of Trump, because you got 16 people right now that are home watching television that were stars, right? Be careful of Trump. Look, you know, I haven't had a big life of losing, okay? Here's the story, folks. Vote, do your vote, send it back, and then November, I'm going to see you before that, but November, when November comes, you got to stay. I've authorized the senators, just keep your teams together. Could have saved a couple of bucks, come back in 3 months. But I said, for the 3 months, keep your teams together, right, Senator? Better, right? Right? Keep your teams up. We have great teams up here. I said, keep your teams together. I'm not looking to save $3. Keep them together. Get ready for the big push, because in November we're going to start winning again. And you're going to go to the polls, and you're going to be so proud. Forget about me. You're going to be proud of your country again. You're going to be proud of your country again. And we're going to start winning, winning, winning. We're going to win with our military. We're going to win with our trade deals. We're going to win with education. You better believe it. Such spirit. All over the country, it's this spirit. It's a movement, folks. But we're going to win with education, Common Core out. We're going to win, bring it local. We're going to repeal and replace this horrible Obamacare. We're going to save and cherish our Second Amendment that she wants to get rid of. And we are going to make America great again, maybe greater than ever before. So thank you, everybody. I love you very much. Go home and vote, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We will make America great again.